All right, guys, I'm going to apologize. You have probably received a few notifications. I'm having troubles with my lives. I'm trying to get this to go through. We'll see if it will. I'm just going to come on and do a quick message to those, encouraging you guys to move towards those who are lifting you up, not tearing you down. This is so important for this walk that we're on. Doesn't matter what type of path you're on, what type of trials, tribulations, life learning lessons that you are currently experiencing at this time. We need to be shedding off those old belief systems, those old conditioned programmed thoughts and emotions that are no longer serving us, and move towards those that are of the higher ground. So I'm just going to keep on going. This is just like life, to where, I just had YouTube drop off and kind of put a roadblock in the way. We have got to step back and look at these roadblocks, and maybe change our perspective on them, and see them as something else. I have currently been doing a lot of paperwork, and I noticed that, in the very beginning when CPS came in 2014, I started to dig into a lot of research and trying to understand what was going on and how the things were laid out, so that I could make better choices on how to move forward. But there was so much information, it was hard to go through all of it, especially when I was right in the midst of the trenches. I was down deep in them, and there was no one else around that I knew who had gone through this before. I'm so grateful today that people are talking more and more. I know there's still a lot of information, and it can be difficult to still weed through things, but you can connect, especially when you start to focus on yourself and your own healing and coming out of these survival modes, these limited thoughts and emotions and old belief systems. And I know a lot of people aren't talking about this in the CPS movement. People have asked me before, how is this helping when you talk about, hey, like I did a cooking video on soup one time, and I've done one on making avocado guacamole with peppers and all of that kind of stuff, and I recently did one on a garden. Well, I am here to say that we have to continue to live. We have to do those things that lift our spirits up, and part of our walk is our day-to-day living. And so for me, I can't just stay in a place of just being in paperwork and dictionaries, law dictionaries, and all this kind of stuff. I have to continue to connect with nature, to clean my body out. I am being moved in certain directions to help me, because I do see some things that are... All right, I'm back on. I do see some things that are binding me. I want to break free from all of this. As a free will being, I am able to consent to things, and I'm able to say no to those that I do not consent to. So, I am encouraging all of you at this time to take time out, to keep living, or to start living. Love yourself awake, because this is the great awakening, and there is a lot more to meets the eye. This is not just about reunifying my family or me helping one other family. Yes, that matters, because there's a rippling effect that goes out, and it's much bigger than what we realize. But this is on a bigger scale of who we are as these infinite souls, having these temporary human experiences and coming out of the programming and the conditioning. Now, at this time, I have an obstacle, or I want to look at it in a different way. How do I want to label that, right? Well, obstacles I kind of like, because you can go through them and you can learn and you can become stronger. And so in this obstacle, I'm in a situation in which I am not able to have a growing relationship with my youngest daughter, who is 11. Now, she has had different types of things that is, she's struggled with during this entire thing, where I've been removed from her life, and I have not been allowed to be there for her as a mom. And so she struggles deeply, not only with that, that is really deep down what is going on in her life. A lot of just different feelings of pain and suffering that the families go through. Not just moms and dads, and not just our elderly, but our little ones, what they're experiencing through this territory of our family, this conquering and dividing. I want to say to all of you that things will not always be this way. And there's things that we can control, and there's things that we aren't able to control, and we have to step back and look at those. And so in this situation with my little daughter, I don't want to say little anymore because she's going into 6th grade, but she is not sure what to do. She wants to reach out, she wants to do things, but my ex-husband is trying to do everything that he can in his current situation in order to support her in her growth in the best way that he knows how. And in that, what is going on is that I am being withheld from her. So in this situation, I think that it's best to look at those things that we can change. And so as I focus on myself, and I focus on my healing, I focus on raising up out of these lower vibrations to attract back these higher vibrations, I still stay grounded. And I'm working on paperwork. I'm doing things to learn as much as possible while still being able to have supervised visits with my 2 younger boys from my second marriage, because it is so important for us, if we have open doors, to be walking through those. And so I am making sure that I don't take anything for granted. But while So here, I'm back again. So I'm making sure to not take anything for granted, and I'm focusing on those things that I do have. If we focus on the things we don't have, it's not helpful. And if we just stay in a place where we are just confused and we continue to say, I don't know what to do, and we're stagnant and do nothing, then we're not going to move forward and do anything. But there are times where, we are more in a place of needing to reflect, and then we will be pushed forward. When I got letters on child support and my license to travel on this earth freely, I started to see, hey, I need to do a little bit more. Then a family was brought to me who was reaching out, asking for information on what to do, because CPS was coming in and had taken a little girl from, her mother. And I was looking at this going, boy, am I really learning enough to help others in their situations? And, first we need to put our own resuscitation mask on. And I have done a lot of paperwork in the past, but what has happened each time when I get into this is I go into this survival mode, and it's like I put up a wall and resistance to this, or something around me is affecting me in this way. Well, I know I'm a free will being, and I have the power to say no to anything that I don't want. And so I am going to continue to focus on what I can do at this time, because there's times where I've walked away for a while from that paperwork and from, just even getting into the research and stuff like that, because that's what I felt I needed. But I want to make sure I'm doing so, not because I am feeling defeated or down in these lower vibrations anymore. That's what it was in the past. Now, as I start to observe this stuff happening, I'm really looking at it going, what is the life learning lesson I'm needing to learn here? What do I need to let go of in order to, see the open doors before me and to walk through them? Because sometimes we can be our own worst enemies, and that is true for all of us. So I just wanted to come on here to say, for my current situation and not being able to have close relationships with my daughters, my 3 daughters, more so my oldest, is going to be 19 here in 15. My middle daughter is 16. They have the choice to reach out or to not. But with my youngest daughter, she has not been given permission to make contact with me yet. I will say that I am trying to come from a place of not being judgmental, but I will say that I don't think that what is happening is right. I do not think I should be withheld. I don't think any mom, loving mom or dad, should be withheld from their own blessings, but that is what I am experiencing right now, and that is where I'm at. So what is the life learning lesson in this? I'm looking at this going, what can I do? And that is what I'm going to keep focusing on. I'm going to keep moving through the open doors, and I'm going to not be stuck in judgment. I want to be looking and just understanding that everyone involved in this is doing the best they can from where they are. It doesn't mean that I have to accept what's happening or I'm okay with it. But from that, it's going to move me in one or two directions. I can go down on the ground and lay there, and I can cry, and I can kick, or I can stand up, and I can, get my wings on and start to fly. And that's what I choose. I choose to fly, and I choose to fly with all of you guys. I am doing really good. Raising up in these higher vibrations. I'm speaking right now. Someone just made a comment, and it was, let me see if I can go back to it. Wait patiently on the Lord. I've been where you are. So there's a lot of people in these situations. We are not alone in this. And so we, right now, uniting in this love is so, so important. And I look to the light, the divine love and light that is within each of us. There is a higher intelligence that is at work, which we are a part of. We are so much more than what we've been taught. I love you guys, and I just wanted to bring out this message. It's a quick message of having you guys move towards, all of us, we need to move towards those things and people who are supporting us. It's so important at this time. Detach from those things in our lives that have been binding us, and trust that things are going to work out. And we can look at this, as I was saying, not everything that happens we have to be okay with. Let it move you. Let it move you to higher ground. The higher ground is where we will be able to breathe in, and we will be able to see the open doors to walk through. So I love you guys. Shanna, I'm just putting this out there for you. At this time, no, there has not been permission granted to be able to talk, for you to call me or to text me. And there has been kind of an open door to be able to have a supervised visit again, hopefully in the near future. And that is where we're at right now. Know that I am doing everything that I can do to make changes, to make this world a better place for you, for me, and for all the families out there. And I'm doing this not by myself. There are so many doing it. And I'm doing it in the ancient way of things. Rooted in love, and then, yes, I'm here grounded on this earth, and so I will be using the knowledge and the paperwork and anything that I can do as the doors open in order to walk through those things, because I see a lot of people right now in the spiritual community talking, but they aren't aware of these things that are going on behind the scenes that I think can empower many, many people and raise up vibrations on this planet. And that's what's important. We're all for different purposes, and each of them are very, very important. No one has any less value than another. We're all worthy. I love you guys, and I am thankful that you guys are here today. Move towards those who are lifting you up and leave the rest behind. Namaste to you.